The Portland Police Bureau is hiring. We need people to join us as community police officers in the city of Portland. We have a highly competitive starting wage and great benefits. Come join the best. Visit joinportlandpolice.com for more information.
This is a very exciting day for us, and I have the honor of being the Master of Ceremonies. I'm Lieutenant Tina Jones, and I'm the Public Information Officer with the Portland Police Bureau. This morning we are here to recognize and welcome our new Chief of Police and the Deputy Chief of Police to their new positions. We're also here to appoint a commander to the rank of Assistant Chief. Before we begin reading the citations, I would like to invite Mayor Ted Wheeler to come forward to say a few words. Mayor Wheeler.
Well, good morning, and thank you all for being here today. The New Year's upon us, and I'm very excited for what 2020 is going to bring both the City of Portland and the Portland Police Bureau. As I'm sure everyone in this room is aware, on December 31st, Jamie Resch was sworn in as the Chief of the Portland Police Bureau. I know that she is the right person at the right time for this very, very important job in our community. I'm grateful to Chief Resch, and I'll also say to her entire family for her willingness to step forward and take on this important role, and I also want to acknowledge her family in this as well. We're so fortunate to have somebody with her level of experience, her deep knowledge of the Portland Police Bureau, her leadership skills, her understanding of the community, and I want to thank her not only today in her new capacity as chief, but for the last 20 years of service that she's provided in various capacities in the Portland Police Bureau. Today, with so many major community decisions before us, it's very, very important that we have advancement at the Portland Police Bureau. And I know that Jamie is the right person to help us gain that advancement. There's also a huge benefit to being able to appoint a police chief with such deep ties to the Portland community. She has deep first-hand knowledge, and she understands the Bureau, the city, and the community that we all collectively serve. As Police Commissioner, I've been very clear about what my vision is for the Portland Police Bureau. I want a bureau that is strong, that is effective, that is responsive to the needs of the community, and that is accountable to the community that we serve. And I know that this chief will be strong and effective in performing that role and upholding that important vision. She's gone right to work. She hasn't wasted a second. She's already exhibited very decisive leadership by appointing Chris Davis as the deputy chief. Chris has been a key member in the chief's office for several years, and he has the knowledge and experience that the Bureau needs in this important new position. I'm grateful for Deputy Chief Davis's commitment to public safety. He is somebody that I know to be calm and confident, and he's an experienced leader within the Bureau. He commands the respect of the other leaders in the Bureau, and he commands the respect of the rank and file. And he's been fantastic, I might say, working with the City Council and others in the community. And I appreciate your continued service in your new role. I have great respect for his judgment, and I believe that the Bureau and the community are going to be better for both his and the other leadership team's members' leadership. Assistant Chiefs Andrew Shearer and Ryan Lee will remain in their current positions in the Chief's office. They too are invaluable leaders in their respective roles, and I thank them for their willingness to continue to serve. Chief Resch has selected Mike Fromm to lead the operations branch. Assistant Chief Fromm has extensive operational experience. One of his past assignments was adjutant to the operations office, to the operations chief. Chief Fromm's job was to review after action for all 3 precincts, which was an overwhelming volume of work, but it was a volume of work that he handled effectively and with a lot of grace, and I appreciate that. This assignment provides key insights needed to effectively lead Central Precinct, North Precinct, East Precinct, the Youth Services Division, and the Traffic Division. Portland Police Bureau is now very well positioned and is on solid ground to work collaboratively with the community to provide public safety services for the entirety of our services. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating all of those who are promoted here today. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor. Now we'll get to the business. When I call your name, please come forward. And friends and family, don't be shy. If you need to come up and snap a picture or get a selfie with your loved one in the background, we won't be offended. So as long as you tag us on the Twitter so that we know. I really thought that's what it was called when I became PIO. So first we're going to start with Chief of Police, Jamie Resch. Jamie was appointed to the Portland Police Bureau on February 15th, 1999. She served as a patrol officer, neighborhood response team officer, and tactical operations division crime analyst officer. In 2008, she was promoted to sergeant and was assigned to East Precinct, and later to the gun task force. Jamie was promoted to lieutenant in 2012 and assigned to East Precinct, her favorite assignment, so I learned the other day, and later the Criminal Intelligence Unit. She also served as the manager of the Portland Police Honor Guard and as a critical incident commander. In 2016, Jamie was promoted to captain and assigned to North Precinct. She then served as acting commander for several months before being appointed in May 2018 to assistant chief, overseeing the investigations branch. A year later, she was appointed to deputy chief. Jamie has been an active member in the Portland Police Bureau's Muslim Advisory Council, Slavic Advisory Council, and Refugee Integration Program. She has volunteered her time with Camp Rosenbaum, Shop with a Cop, and the Z-Man Scholarship Foundation. Jamie holds multiple certificates in advanced SWAT command and decision-making, threat assessment training, and diplomatic security law enforcement training. She has been honored with a Bureau Achievement Medal and 4 unit commendation medals. On December 31st, 2019, Jamie was sworn in as Chief of Police, the 49th chief since 1870, when the Metropolitan Police Department was formed. Jamie Resch is joined today by family and friends. Congratulations, Chief Resch. Do you want to put yours on?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe. It's a real test if you can pin your own badge on.
I can't see it.
We can help if you need.
Like, I literally can't see it. Okay, Tina.
Okay.
Like, I can't see it.
All right. We need some
It's like
intermission
prom.
music.
Yeah.
I know. Hopefully I won't stab her.
Great, Marshall. You can put
Thanks.
that one right on the website for me. Yeah.
Thankfully, I've worked with Chief Resch for a while, so I'm a trusted advisor, I guess. This one's for... Okay. Chris Davis. Chris was appointed to the Portland Police Bureau on November 19, 1998, after previously working as a police officer for the Arizona State University Police Department. In 2004, he was promoted to sergeant and assigned to Central Precinct, and later to the Narcotics Unit. In 2013, Chris was promoted to lieutenant and assigned to the Bureau's Internal Affairs Division, and later to the Traffic Division. Chris was promoted to captain in 2013 and assigned to North Precinct, and in 2016, he was promoted to commander and assigned to Central Precinct. Later that year, he was appointed to assistant chief and served as services branch chief. Last June, he became the assistant chief of operations. Assistant Chief Davis has multiple certificates in tactical leadership, in management, and supervision. He has a Bachelor of Science in Justice Studies from Arizona State University and is a graduate of the FBI National Academy and the Major Cities Chief Association's Police Executive Leadership Institute. In addition, he's currently pursuing his master's degree from Arizona State University in police administration as well. So go Sun Devils. On December 31st, 2019, Chris was sworn in as Deputy Chief. He is joined today by family and friends. Congratulations, Deputy Chief Chris Davis. Mike Fromm. Mike was appointed to the Portland Police Bureau on January 21st, 1999. After completing his training rotations, he worked at Central Precinct and then as a member of the Criminal Intelligence Unit, assigned as dignitary protection to then Mayor Vera Katz. Mike then went to Northeast Precinct before being promoted to detective. He worked in the Detective Division, East Precinct.
Just showed me up like in 2 seconds.
We don't have Northeast anymore. It's okay. But you can change that, Chief. He worked in the Detective Division, East Precinct, and the Tactical Operations Division. In 2011, he was assigned as a sergeant to Central Precinct. Mike went on to work at the Burglary Task Force in the Detective Division before being promoted to lieutenant, assigned to Central Precinct, and later the Chief's Office as the executive officer for the Operations Branch Assistant Chief. In May 2018, Mike was promoted to captain and assigned to Central Precinct, and later that year, he was appointed to commander and assigned to oversee the Transit Division. While a commander, Mike completed training and became a critical incident commander for the Bureau. That's a big job. Mike was honored with a unit commendation as part of the Bureau's Crisis Intervention Team, an achievement medal for his work with the Multnomah County Justice Reinvestment Project, and 2 life-saving medals for his response to suicidal individuals. Mike has a Bachelor in Juris Doctorate from the University of Oregon. Assistant Chief Fromm is joined today by his wife, Angela, his father, retired Detective Dennis Fromm, and his sister, Dr. Britton Fromm, and his brother-in-law, Dr. Amr Mirza. Congratulations, Assistant Chief Fromm. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here.
Oh, that's
Yep.
right. I have to swear something. Oh.
Yes. What's that? You're okay. We're going to call up our auditor friend, Mary Hull Caballero, and she's going to administer the oath of office for Assistant Chief. Okay.
Okay. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Mike Fromm,
I, Mike Fromm,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
I will support the constitutions
I will support the constitutions
of the United States
Of the
and the
United-
state of Oregon,
of the United States and the state of Oregon,
the charter of the city of Portland,
the charter of the city of Portland,
and its laws.
and its laws.
I will faithfully, honestly, and ethically
I will faithfully, honestly, and ethically
perform my duties
perform my duties
as Assistant Chief,
as Assistant Chief,
Bureau of Police,
Bureau of Police,
during my continuance therein.
during my continuance therein. Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce Chief Jamie Resch.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. At the last time I spoke with the media, I apparently hit the podium too much and messed up their microphone, so I'll try not to do that today. So if you see me doing that, somebody wave or something. Thank you all for being here today, and thank you for coming to the training division. I know that we normally hold these downtown, but today scheduling did not permit for that. But this is actually a great opportunity for a lot of family and friends who have not been here to see this wonderful facility. And if you get a chance to look around, talk to some of the training division staff, it's fantastic that we have this out here now. We can do all of our training in one place instead of driving around the city, for those of us that have been around for a while remember doing. But I just want to say a few words about the folks that we have promoted today. And first, I'd like to start with Deputy Chief Chris Davis. Deputy Chief Davis was actually sworn in a few days ago, but we wanted to make sure that we took this time to publicly thank him and recognize him for stepping into this role. Chris, during my time in the Chief's office, I have relied on you extensively. There's very few weekends when Chris and I have not had a phone call. In fact, we have one of the only positions, I think, in the Bureau when we say, I hope not to see you or talk to you this weekend. It's meant in a good way, but we rarely seem to make it through a weekend without something that needs to be addressed. But I've trusted you, I've trusted your advice, and I respect your thoughtfulness and your decision making. I look forward to continue all of the good work that we have started, and I'm confident in your leadership as we continue to move forward. So thank you very much. Assistant Chief Mike Frome. So your appointment to the Chief's office, we make the hat trick for Operation 80. We were all in the same hiring group back in the late 1990s, and Mike and I actually have the pleasure of, I will call it, surviving one of our first coaches, who I just saw the other day, and he is quite happily taking the, I guess, what do you want to call it, the responsibility for our success. So we'll see him. He's in the area, and he's quite happy for both of us. But while all three of us had very different careers and we rarely worked together, I was well aware of the reputation that Assistant Chief Frome has developed for himself. He is well respected, and he has an amazing ability to cut through issues and actually problem solve. Since my time in the Chief's office, I've had the opportunity to work with Assistant Chief Frome on projects, and I appreciate his demeanor and calmness, especially in a position that is required to constantly handle critical situations that come up, it seems like, continually. So even though he hasn't officially been sworn in as an assistant chief before today, he has stepped into this role already without missing a beat. And I do have a little surprise for Mike. One of your good friends here has brought you a surprise that you did not know about, and she wanted to be able to give this to you today so that you could open it in front of everyone here. This is how we get through the day sometimes, and this is how Mike's going to get through his position here.
Well, Sarah, thank you very much. Sarah has brought me because Sarah and I have gotten to know each other over the last couple of years, and I don't know why, but at one point I told Sarah that Oreos were probably my favorite cookie, and it really dates back to, and my sister's here, she can probably verify or completely squash this story. Cookies were sometimes rare around our house because our mother was not a big fan of us eating a ton of sugar, but Oreos would show up when she would come home from work. She was a teacher, and she would have parent-teacher conferences, and she would buy cookies to have available. And so when Oreos came home, we descended on them like locusts. And so for that reason, an Oreo is probably still my favorite cookie. Sarah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. And just a couple of really last couple comments for Mike. One, thank you for saying yes when I called. There's always that moment of hesitation when they're like, oh, this is going to be a big step. So I appreciate your willingness to accept this position, and I know you're going to do a great job. So I feel very fortunate as we begin this new chapter. We as a team have a solid background on the vision and goals of the organization, and we will continue our path of great work that's already being done. We have a lot of positive momentum right now, and we need to continue to bring that forward in our messaging and highlight the good work that's being done every day. We are building and strengthening community relationships each and every day, and I want to find ways to highlight those relationships so that our communities know what's being done and that we are truly committed to them. Yes, we are still, and we will be for a little bit, in a staffing critical part of our time, but I am confident in our future. Earlier this week, I had the pleasure of welcoming 4 new officers and Jason caught me, of welcoming 4 new police officers and 1 new public safety support specialist. And they're actually in training right down the hall, right here. And since I'm in the training division and there are many members from training here and also personnel, thank you so much for your work over this year to recruit, hire, and train some of the finest officers. And I'm looking forward to every other one that we hire coming up. Lastly, I want to thank all of the friends and family that are here. Now, I know that this row of children are here. They want to say they're here to support me, but really it's because they're missing school. But I appreciate you being here all the same. So as we all know, none of us would be here without all of you. We talk a lot to our members about dedication to PPB, but there's also a remarkable dedication it takes to support somebody in PPB, and that needs to be recognized by all of the people who are here with us today. We, in new hire ceremonies, we talk to the families about all of the changes that they can expect to see when your loved one gets hired with Portland Police. But I'd like to thank all of you today for being with us for all of those changes and to continuing to support us throughout our careers. Again, we would not be here without you, and this extended family, we wouldn't be as a successful organization if we did not have all of you behind us. So thank you. I'm looking forward to what's coming up, and I would like to bring back Tina Jones.
All right. That concludes the ceremony. The chief did bring to my attention this morning that it actually is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. So there are opportunities out there to thank a sworn member who is out there every day taking calls and, you know, putting themselves out there, sacrificing to do the job that they love to do. So we are happy to be here, and we would like you to please enjoy the refreshments and spend some time, take some photos. Thanks again for coming out.